Alright, so I just went to this auction over the weekend, and I almost came home with this big Kubota tractor, but I didn't get that. Then I always end up thinking of all the stuff that I saw there that I probably should have bought. There was like a bunch of brand new skid steer buckets, all different sizes that sold cheap. I should have bought that, but oh well. But I did come home with this. So there were 3 of these brand new hot water pressure washers there, and this is something I almost bought a few years ago that I've always wanted, and they all sold for right around the same amount of money. So I got this. So brand new, but let's give it a try. All right, so gotta put gasoline in it. All right, gotta put diesel in it. This is for heating the water. Okay, so next you want to put 68 weight hydraulic oil in the pump. And the other thing I had to do, this thing was sitting here, it took me a few days to get that oil, and the thing was sitting here leaking. It was this filter, and you know, the thing is, it's just made out of like garbage cheap plastic. So I installed a metal one on it, but hopefully there's not more low quality parts on this thing like this. Alright, you always want to prime pressure washers before starting the motor. Make sure there's water flowing through it, because that cools and lubricates the pump. Alright, I see this thing has a spot for a battery, but that may only be for the electric start. Let me see if it fires, the burner fires without the battery in it. Alright, so I'm going to try to start it up. Let's see. Ignition on. Leaking gas now? It's leaking gasoline. This fucking thing leaks everything. Choke on, ignition on. Full throttle. It's locked right up. Thing's dripping right out of the carburetor. Let me see if it'll start. I think I need to work on this carburetor, but right, ignition on, choke on, gas on, throttle up. All right, no choke. Shut off. There's something wrong with the carburetor. This line, look at this line here. It goes from the intake to the top of the gas tank. Why the hell would that be there? That would make it flood every time. Why is this here? Well, there's no dirt in the carburetor, and the float's working. This should run. I'm suspect of this line here. I may take that off of there. I don't think that should be there. Alright, so this line here, I don't understand why that's there. I'm just gonna kink it off by twisting this. Alright, so that should be fixed. Alright, this thing should run. It's shutting off due to low oil. Oh, the oil's full of gasoline. See, look, this is the motor oil. It's completely full of gasoline. Well, no fire, and the motor just stalled. Alright, maybe this thing will fire with a battery in it. Alright, let's try it now. after a few little issues in the beginning, this seems to be working pretty well now. So I'm glad I have this. This should make keeping my equipment clean a lot easier, and it will be especially useful before doing maintenance or repairs on a machine to wash it. The hot water does a much better job cleaning off grease and oil, and this has got a much bigger motor than my other pressure washer, so it's got quite a bit more pressure as well, so it should definitely clean things faster. So I'm still a little unsure of the purpose of that line right in there. That is routed. I just kind of have it twisted off right now because I'm pretty sure that line flooded. That line goes right from, I guess, almost about mid-level on the fuel tank right until the, I guess let's call that the intake manifold, the area between the air filter and the carburetor. So I'm guessing that since this thing doesn't say cannot be sold in California on it anywhere, it must meet those stupid California emissions, which pretty much, I guess so. It doesn't have a vented gas cap on it, so that must be how they were planning on venting the gas cap. So I guess I got to block that off of there and make that gas cap vented, because you know, a lot of times these emissions rules just kind of make things worse than they would be and pollute more than if they didn't have any of that nonsense emissions on there in the first place. So, I mean, that's why I try real hard to keep my old stuff running well, because, you know, when you buy anything new, it's just full of sensors and nonsense, and the check engine light comes on immediately and it'll never run good. So, but this thing seems like it's all right now. All right, so the last video I put up, I mentioned I got more of these shirts. And I got pretty good, you know, a lot of people wanted them. I did underestimate the amount of 2 and 3 XLs I needed, but I still have some more of those. But I have tons of, you know, large, medium, small, and extra large. But one thing I want to mention, on eBay, okay, eBay, for some reason, the international shipping prices are crazy when you go to checkout, and I know that's been scaring a bunch of people away. But I just found out so if you want one and you're out of the United States, I can get a good price on shipping. What I have to do is just bring them to the post office. All right, let me see. Just go on eBay. You can hit buy it now. Then don't finish checking out. Then message me your address and make sure you tell me what size you want. And I can get a much better price on the shipping. And then I'll send you an invoice. And if you want the shirt, you can just complete the transaction on eBay. I just sent one of these to the UK. eBay wanted like $50 for shipping. And, you know, obviously no one wants to pay that for a t-shirt. That's crazy. I brought it to the post office and I ended up paying like $14.